it was shocking. And I've told you before, I was wrong. I thought Juan Soto was crazy to turn down $440 million guaranteed when he was 23. Yep. He had already won a World Series with the Nationals. You know what I mean? And thinking, man, how could you pass that up? You could get hit in the face. You could just go bad. You could break a leg. Like a lot of bad things could happen. Yeah. Right. Nope. He bets on himself. He goes to San Diego, play a while, and then he plays and has a monster year in the Bronx for the Yankees. They get to the World Series. They lose to the Dodgers, but they get to the World Series. It was a big part of it.
Oh, for sure. And it was a fun watch, too.
It was.
You know what I mean? It was lived up to the hype. You had both teams. They're like, man, wouldn't that be great if we get both teams happen? Yeah,
and it hadn't happened since 1981, so there was a build-up for that. Big TV ratings, everything. Baseball is swimming in all this good stuff. And, yes, Doe especially. And here comes the Mets. Steve Cohen, we know, is one of the richest owners in sports. The guy is loaded, okay? So money's just not an object. He signs Juan Soto to a 15-year, $765 million contract. You ready for this for some context? Tom Brady and LeBron James's earnings, career earnings, total $741 million.
That's crazy.
He had more than both of them combined, okay? Just an unbelievable number. We saw the Yankees a couple years ago sign Aaron Judge, 2 years ago, last year?
Yep.
To $360. We said, oh, that's a big deal. This is $765. Crazy. But here's the thing. He had a chance to stay with the Yankees. And the Yankees offered $760 over 16 years. The difference, people are like, well, what do you do? $5 million. He should have just stayed with the Yankees for $5. Well, it's not $5 million because with the extra year, it's $47.5 each year for the Yankees and $51 for the Mets. That's significant money, right? That is. So he chose to go to Queens and leave the Bronx. But I think there's more to it.
Okay.
And I think that there's also a pressure situation that goes with it. And not everybody can play in New York. The pressure to play for the Yankees, you know that. People are very rough. Aaron Judge, who won the American League MVP unanimously, was booed in April at Yankee Stadium. Fans were not happy. He was struggling at the bat. They booed they gave him the Bronx cheer. And I just wonder, does that have more to do with it? Because there is no pressure to play for the Mets. I don't care what anybody says. It's not the same pressure. I was going to
say that. There you go.
And I don't mean people don't expect. The Mets haven't won a World Series since 1986. If you're going to say, the Yankees haven't been to a World Series since 2009. Well, the Mets haven't won since 86.
And just before that, 09, there was a run of that last 10, 15 years for the Yankees. That was crazy.
That was a crazy run, an all-time run. Yeah. Exactly. So I wonder if there's some of that. No matter what the contract and no matter what he did, he was going to be second fiddle to Aaron Judge. Would you agree with that?
No, for sure.
Aaron Judge has a section at Yankee Stadium. The Judges the Yankees have never done anything for an individual player. They don't have to. Their brand is so big. They don't need to do that. They did it for Aaron Judge. Not even for Derek Jeter did they do that.
Right.
And I think he took the easier way out. And what I mean about that is not having the pressure to live up to that contract. Not that he doesn't want to win, and he won a World Series in Washington.
Right.
But he wasn't making this kind of loot. And when you make this kind of loot, people have expectations. Nobody, if the Mets don't beat the Dodgers the next couple of years and they keep getting beat down or whatever, they're going to be coming for Juan Soto.
Okay. A lot to dissect here, so let me get to my Doogie Howser surgical bag right now. I want to first start with the contract is so enormous, but it's also so long that you almost can't even make sense of it in the sense that it's so much money, 50-something million dollars a year, but it's stretched out so far that the last 7-8 years won't be that crazy if he's all-star like as you hoped he would be given that money, that's not crazy. I'm paying you $50 million.
Yeah, 10 years from now, 20, you don't know what people are making.
Yeah, in
right.
2031, 2032. I don't know. I guess that might be a great deal, actually, when it comes down to it. Similarly to Patrick Mahomes. Like, all right, I'm paying this guy who's now 12-1, only $40-something million. Sounds like a bargain to me. So that's the one thing about it. And I'm waiting on the day baseball is going to give somebody 20 years, $1 billion. It's going to be stretched out so far. I'm like, I guess there's a whole lot of money. It ain't Cristiano Ronaldo money. $215 million a year? That's crazy. We don't even talk about that because soccer, football, whatever you want to call it, ain't big enough in America.
They just don't move the needle.
Don't move the needle. That is insane. $500 million for 2 years is absolutely crazy. But getting back to Soto, I think he left because of the opposite. I actually think he wants to be the star. I want to go be the face of a franchise. And to your point, it's going to be Aaron Judge for the next at least 2 to 3, 4 years. It's also going to be the Yankees pinstripes. Whoever they sign in, just the Yankees as a whole is a star in and of itself. And that means also they're going to bring someone else in here. So now I got to be behind Judge. And in a year or two, they're going to bring in another me, if you will, if I'm Juan Soto. Now I'm behind this person. And I'll be behind even Stanton to an extent. Like, I think he knows I'll be one of a handful, 4 or 5 really, really good stars. Whereas if I go here to the Mets, I'm the man for the next 5, 6, 7 years at least. I'm the guy. I'm the face of a franchise. And I think he was not that in San Diego. We know that's Tatis. And Manny Machado at the time, they're still trying to, maybe it's him. Come to the Yankees. Clearly you're not that with Aaron Judge there. And just even if Soto's good, Aaron Judge's numbers are crazy numbers. 60, 62, 58 home runs. Whereas if you're Juan Soto, I'm giving you 40. That's really good, but it ain't that. And I think he wanted the opportunity to go be the face of a franchise. And I do believe in baseball, me not having to win a World Series makes it a different kind of pressure. You mentioned Tom Brady and that money that comes with Tom Brady and LeBron. Well, Tom Brady, you better win. Well, LeBron, you better win. Patrick Mahomes, you better win. Dak Prescott, you know what we say every week? Well, Jerry Jones gave him $60 million. It's a different pressure in other sports. I think the pressure's a little less for he and baseball after the first year or so. Just because it's a tough sport to make it in the postseason, even tougher to make it to the World Series. So it's almost a cherry on top if you do. We don't necessarily expect it. If I give you that money as a quarterback, we still mad at Kirk Cousins. We still mad at Trevor Lawrence. We're still mad at Dak Prescott because the expectations of that. After a year or two in the Queens, we might forget about him and move on to the next person and not bring it up.
It ain't going to be moving on. And here's the other part, and I hear you. The Yankees are a legendary franchise. To wear those pinstripes and to perform and to win on that stage. That's Broadway.
Oh,
well, no matter what, you know what? That's Broadway. You're now off-Broadway. I'm from New York. I grew up as a Mets fan and Queens. That's off-Broadway.
Yeah.
That's not Broadway. And here's the other thing. He had a chance, and let's put it in basketball terms, to re-sign with the Lakers, and he signed with the Clippers.
Yes.
That's what he did. It wasn't like the Lakers didn't want him or tried to lowball him. They gave him the bag. For the Yankees to sign Aaron Judge to $360 and a year later, you're not one of theirs. Aaron Judge came through their farm system. He's one of theirs. They could have said, we can't give you more money than – no.
Right.
They said, we're going to give you double.
And about to say, not like put an extra 50 on it.
No, double.
More than Shohei.
Okay?
Crazy.
More than Shohei. For the Yankees to do that and for him not to grab hold of that and say, not only am I going to play for one of the most storied franchises in the history of American sports, but I'm going to be paid like it as well as the top dog, doubling their guy, Aaron Judge. And that's why I think that there's something else there, because all the other signs point to him re-signing. I talked to a CWPF, close one personal friend.
Yeah.
And they told me that the Mets did not think that they were going to get him because when they found out that the Yankees were willing to go $760, they figured, well, why
would he leave? We're giving him the same money.
Right.
He's already there. The Yankees, why would he come to us?
The Dominican fans in the Bronx, you saw it all season.
Mm-hmm. But I'm talking about that earlier.
Idolize that guy.
Yeah. That's why I actually think, again, he's like, man, I get a chance to be the guy, singularly. Where Washington, I'm just one of the guys. San Diego, one of the guys. One of the top guys for sure. Yankees, one of the top guys for sure. Now I'm the guy. I'm the franchise. When you pull up to the marquee, it's me. When you pull up at the stadium, it's me. And I think he wanted that.
All right, here we go. 877-99 on Fox on a Magic City Monday with Juan Soto picking the Mets over the Yankees.
Why my mama and daddy tell me to play baseball, Rob?
I know. God, I tried to play. I just wasn't that good. But my God, I did try to play. Does it feel like he's running from the pressures of the pinstripe? Because we've seen it. Aaron Judge has struggled in the postseason, right? There's a lot of pressure.
Alex Rodriguez for a long time.
It is not. It's a pressure cooker.
Rob and I are talking about Juan Soto getting pizzed. And Rob says he might be ducking the pressure of the pinstripes being with the Yankees. I say he's actually looking to be the big name on the marquee and be the main guy versus behind Judge. What say you, 877-99 on Fox?
All right.
Who we got?
Keith in D.C., you're on the Odd Couple Fox
Keith
Sports
Sweat,
Radio.
what's up?
What's up, guys? Thanks for taking my call. I'm with Rob, but I'm going to go one step further, Rob. The reason why he's with the Mets is not because of Judge. Yeah, it's because of Judge, but Judge choked. He's not dependable other than home runs and the limelight. I mean, put it like this. If Juan Soto is not with the Yankees, do the Yankees be in the World Series? No.
Well,
so then why are you leaving it, Keith?
Well, but the only thing, Keith, I can't fully buy that. He had a big home run against Cleveland. Yes, he didn't perform as well as he did during the regular season, but I don't believe that. I don't think that's because I brought up the Mets. They haven't done anything since they haven't been won a World Series since 1986, and nobody with the signing of Soto puts the Mets over the Dodgers or even the Phillies or Braves. Not just yet. I don't think that you could say that clearly. You know what I mean, Keith? I don't think that the Mets are automatically going to the World Series because they got Juan Soto, because they just lost Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso's not re-signing, who hit 40 home runs for them.
No, Juan Soto loves money. And you was right when you said he was a fool for not re-signing with the Nationals.
Oh, I thought that was crazy.
But Rob, you also know that the learners are cheap.
I know, but they still offered him $440 at 23 years old. I don't care. Like it's not that he couldn't get more. I would be concerned that something happened to me. That's what I'm saying. 877-99 on Fox.
Appreciate the call, man.
What about Andre in Massachusetts?
What's up, Dre?
You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio.
Yeah, how you doing? Thanks for taking the call. Listen, Juan Soto is a gambler. He's rolled the dice, and he is aligned himself with the ultimate gambler in Steve Cohen. That's what I think that this is about. I look at Steve Cohen in relation to the Yankees the same way I do Steve Ballmer in relation to the Lakers, meaning these two individuals print money. Literally, they have their own printing presses, and they are willing to take these risks. They've built themselves up.
But Dre, I hear you, and you're right. I'm not going to dispute that. But it doesn't mean you win anything. It doesn't. And the one thing that Juan Soto has in his back pocket is that he's won a World Series.
Yeah, that forever.
He's a made man,
100%.
okay, for real. So he could go to the Mets, play there for 10 or 12 years, things not work out, and no one's going to say, well, that guy wasn't a winner. When
you announce him, you have to say World Series champ Juan Soto. I guess he was trying to continue, Dre's point was just trying to also say that they'll do whatever it takes to win. And even though the Clippers haven't had the success, you can't fault Steve Ballmer. Steve Ballmer has done whatever it takes. New stadium, new arena.
But it doesn't mean you win, though.
Right, but he's gone all out, but it ain't working.
Colin in Idaho, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio.
What's up, Colin?
Yes, how you guys doing?
Doing great.
Enjoy your show very much. I'm a first-time caller.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Just wanted to make a statement. I think it is about the money, but I also think it's about the winning, too. But the thing about it is, when you mention Ohtani's making $53 million a season just in endorsements.
Mm-hmm.
That's not even his salary. He's taking $2 million a year and deferring all of his money at
and
the
he's
end.
deferring 68 a year, right?
Yep.
Right. So the point is, I think on the Juan Soto thing, yes, he wants to win. He's won a World Series. He's a gamer. He's a player, and I think he's about that. But these guys are going to take all the money they can get, and I don't blame them. I would too.
But let me say this, Colin. Let me say this because you bring up Ohtani.
Mm-hmm.
Ohtani could have gotten I'm not saying 700, but close to what the Anaheim Angels, right? Like a lot of money. He could have stayed there. Not made the playoffs, not taking he took on the pressure of coming to the Dodgers for that contract and trying to deliver. He did the opposite. He was already on off-Broadway with the Angels. But he knew that how do you want to be known as an all-time great? You go to one of the all-time great franchises. That's what the Dodgers are.
Yeah, he wanted
to.
He made it a point, though. He made it a point. I want to go somewhere and win. I'm sick of not being in the postseason. I'm sick of, winning MVPs, but it means nothing. Ohtani wanted that. While we say Juan Soto wants to win, I do think Juan Soto's like,
I'm not saying he doesn't want to win, but there's a different
but I'm
pressure.
saying I think I want to win if it happens, but if it don't, I'm all right with that because it's check about to clear either way, and I'm about to get off, be my guy, put up numbers, and it's a different pressure in baseball. The responsibility that comes with it, it's not the same as a quarterback.
But you saw
it's not the same as the head guy of an NBA team.
The love in the Bronx.
He was there. He was there.
I'm saying like. That's godlike, okay? I'm just saying.
I think
it wasn't like they offered him $650.
Yeah,
I understand. $650, there's no conversation.
But I think there's a mercenary thing, right? I'm with the Nationals. I want to tie. Nah, I'm out. I'm going to San Diego. We good, but I'm out. I'm gonna go to the Yankees. Nah, I'm out. Like I think there's just a mercenary. It's not like a loyalty, love. I want to build and grow. It's like
we signed for 15 years.
Yeah,
I mean that's a commitment, and I know we can
give
get
him
out
6 years. And
yeah, but still,
when he becomes a DH. And ain't doing before. He's up at bat 4 times a year.
He's only 26. He's only 26.
Rob, boy, I'm about to make a bet. He ain't got but about 2-3 more. He's going to be a DH after that. How long?
You say 2 years. I say
he won't go past 30.
What do you say? It won't go past?
Like he'll be when he's 30. That's it. He ain't gonna be. He's be DHing.
So I'll give you 4. What is he? 26. So
yes.
So let's say 3 years. He will not be the DH at age 30.
No, I'm saying at 30, that's it. They're going to put a 3 on him and be like, no, he's DHing for that. You know what? We'll argue about that later. You know who might fill me on that? It's Steve DeSager. What's trending, Steve?
Steve.
Hello, gentlemen.
When you first heard the number, how stunned were you?
Did you swerve?
Seriously. I mean.
No, I wasn't driving.
Okay,
I was here.
Okay.
But Steve, eye-popping.
Wow. Yeah, it was a wow. Because even you mentioned the opt-out possible after 5. Isn't it true that if the Mets think things are going well,
they could have $4 million.
They can give him a raise
like
and keep him.
And there's no opt-out. And there's no opt-out.
Yeah.
They just give him $4 million more a year, and they can't go nowhere.
Dude, that is insane amount of money.
They probably won't have the Pete Alonso bat in the lineup, though, right?
No, and that's the other thing. You lose that bat. I don't see them replacing that bat, and that's a big bat. Like, you can look at the lineup, and I don't think that they're
a fan favorite and all of that.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's one of theirs. He, again, like Judge, came up through their minor leagues, is one of their own, and now they don't have him.
I thought the Yankees were the perfect fit for Soto. I'm not the only person to have thought that during the season.
But the love in the Bronx, am I right? The way he fit in, the right field porch,
and
he had a
seemingly
career-high
more
41
clutch
home runs.
than Judge. Like having that, if Judge ain't it, he's it at least. He's got it going.
It's a big step.
That's why I think he wanted to, Steve. I think he just wanted to, for at least the foreseeable future, be the face of when you come to the Mets stadium, it's me.
Well, he's got no choice now.
Yep.
He is going to be the face of the Mets, actually.